Welcome again, everybody, to another exciting episode of Fast or Not, featuring our wonderful heroes, Wilda, the Water Being, Spencer, the Super Cat,
I'm in danger.
Ranziet, the Matter Manipulator,
I will totally be salting the earth today.
Jace, the Technomancer,
I know it's been a while, but I have returned and I promise aneurysms.
Dahlia, the Living Dead Girl,
For once, I'm the least problematic.
and Red Wish, the horrifying Fate Polar, who is currently out, but he will be joining us here soon. Returning back to where we last left off, last time, Wilda was pulled into Dessa's vehicle in response to being aimed by guns at her. In trying to back out of the situation, one of the slug dogs has attached to the front of the vehicle, keeping it in place. More in the center of the entertainment area, the cause of the distressful delirium reveals themselves to be called Dog Goner. With a trading of sonic booms, Spencer and the Dog Goner engage each other, with Dahlia and Jace giving their super cat friend Overwatch and cover fire. Red Witch is witnessing men in black swarming the outside of the entertainment area close by Dessa's vehicle and transit assaulting the earth. Will these slugs dissolve under the heroic rush, or is the situation going to get stickier? Find out today! Starting back at the very top of the round. Go back to the initiative. Jace, you are currently seeing what seems to be a strange event, as normally Spencer can boulder through anybody, but this is the first time somebody has returned that sonic boom he once used back at him. Now, a being that seems to be about 6 foot tall, humanoid looking, with a dog-like face and covered in slime, is currently pointing what looks to be a hand cannon at our dear cat friend. You are currently 120 feet up in the air, and you've attempted to cause an aneurysm on the dog being, but he is still standing and still fighting. What will you do?
Okay, first question. How sci-fi does this hand cannon look?
We're talking Mega Man Buster style.
Mega Man Buster. In that case, I would like to do whatever I can to fuck with it using technopathy.
We'll say it is organic.
Oh, okay.
It looks Mega Man like, but only in the style. But it is organic.
Okay, then. All right. I was a little confused. You said Mega Man style in response to how sci-fi it looked, so I assumed that it was very sci-fi. But all right.
It is very sci-fi in the fact that it is made out of organic material, but looks like a Buster cannon, and he has performed the sonic boom from it. Is that a Red Wish?
Yes, it is.
Looking for you. We already introduced you. Go ahead and say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, what a scam. So once more, Jace, it is still your turn. What will you do? Where did I put that?
Where is Prime?
Prime is currently on the ground, getting closer, but he's been caught by a slug dog, who he just, I want to say he just removed. Yes, he just removed it not too long ago, but that was the end of his turn.
Okay.
It is currently yours and his turn. So what will you do? He is about 60 feet away from the current ongoing fight, with about a building between him and the actual site of Spencer and Dog Goner.
Okay. I would like to have Rockin' Prime fire his laser gun at the Dog Goner, or whatever it is.
Oh, just blasting straight on through. Okay.
Straight to the building?
So, anyways, I start blasting.
That's a 17 on the roll.
17 going straight through. He does make a large hole in the wall. A couple of people who are sitting here inside the Are You Ready arcade are now disturbed as the game that they were playing against, the Dance Dance Revolution, has revealed Rockin' Prime, who steps forward. Do you know that video games have a bad habit of rotting your brain if you play them too much? Just like television, you should keep it to a minimal of 1 hour per day in order to enjoy yourself. But overindulgence can lead to a loss of reality. Please remember to take some time to get in touch and touch some grass outside. Remember, the knowledge is yours.
Knowledge is yours.
Is this just an interlude on the way to shooting Doggoner, or does he is this in the process?
Every kid in America is looking at this PSA like, whatever.
Want to say it is in the process? Because I honestly did not hear you say he was shooting at Doggoner, as once more there was a building blocking his sight.
I didn't hear the building part. You just said he was 60 feet away, which meant he was in range of the.
Yes,
Yeah,
with a
okay.
building in between, so I do apologize about that. But
Let me check my sheet again just to see what his movement is. He can fly 120 feet per round. So 60 feet closer, so that he's out from around the building and then shoot, I guess. And he'll just have stopped in, violently ripped open the wall to give a PSA, and then continued, I guess.
all right, then just give me a quick strength check on his behalf.
Okay.
Strength.
And I will say that is a hit on Doggoner from Jace. So I will need to do a toughness roll. 1 second.
That's a 6 on the strength check. So their game is not crashed.
No, but the window is broken.
Metal Hand comes through the window, face peeks in, gives PSA, leaves.
Refuse to elaborate. Leaves.
No further explanation.
Diver. Oh, fuck this PSA. Alrighty. What is he trying? No, just trying to keep people from overindulging in video games. So it comes in, shoot Doggoner, double checking the initiative. Doggoner has -2. Okay. 2 bruises on him.
Jace would like to follow that up. You said that an aneurysm had failed previously, correct?
Previously, yes. He has recovered since.
I'm gonna go aheed and try a lightning bolt, and then if it doesn't do great, I'll follow it up with an aneurysm next turn.
It's rolling really high.
All right, go. Jace is 120 feet in the air, right above Spencer, with Dahlia sitting on a building not about 120 feet away while she's jumping
Well,
from.
the lowest range on the lightning bolt is 125, so I guess we'll. Lightning bolt seems fine. I will go ahead and make that roll once I find what my stat for it is. +7, all right.
Roger. So go ahead, give me that lightning roll.
15.
And what was he? That's going against his parry. No, his dodge, which is just 15. You just hit him. You just clipped him.
All right.
Well, for the DC rating,
The DC rating on the lightning bolt is 20.
Ooh.
that would be 2 degrees of failure. So he is once more bruised down to -3 and dazed. Oh, wait, he is already dazed. So he goes to staggered again.
Aha!
You got this, Spence.
Who said that?
Spencer, it is your turn. You are currently deaf, exhausted, and have a bruise and staggered.
Which means I can take an action or move. I don't have a penny. I know it isn't. That's why I said it. Let's see here. I'm joking. Let's get my actions here. I am checking this. Okay, I know what I want to do. I want to punch him straight in the face. just as hard as possible.
You are close enough, as he has not moved away from you, given the fact that you two are blasting sonic booms at each other previously. So go for it.
That's gonna. Hold on. Let me see here. What is my plus to hit with my unarmed attack? That's a +5 to hit, and it says a DC 23. Damage +8, critical range 20. Okay, that's my basic unarmed attack. So I'm gonna roll a 1d20 +5, right?
Yep.
9.
Despite
Yeah.
despite being shocked by lightning after dodging the bullet from Rockin' Prime and Jace combo, you go for a punch, and with a mighty uppercut, you send a great amount of wind hurling past his face, but he manages to lean out of the way.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say, Catboy?
I need to check on something. Give me a second. I'm trying to see if I do not have multi-attack on this, but I do have defensive. I don't have defensive actions, so I guess I didn't do anything. Yeah, at this point, Spencer is absolutely. This is the first time he's ever felt actual pain, but he's still fine. He's just smiling and panting. It's like a cat who's been able to actually chase a toy for the first time. And he's just like, this is fun. But in a much more pained fashion.
Oh, goodness.
You know, like get hit by a sonic boom and his lungs hurt.
Right. All right, so will that be your turn?
I can't do anything else, I don't think. Do I still have my reaction to use?
I want to say staggered prevents you.
Okay. Yeah, then that's all I've got.
Is
Oh,
dazed
well.
and hindered.
Wait, hold on. Yep. Unarmed strike. Hold on, I'm trying to check. Wait, no.
Limited free actions and a single standard action per turn, although the character may use his action to perform a move as usual. And you move at half speed.
I'm trying to check something. What is my... That's not... So there's 2 unarmed strikes I've got here. There's unarmed strike and then unarmed, period. Both of them should have the same plus, right? I don't know. Okay, so what's the plus? And if that's true, that's a +7, which means that Storm 11 probably doesn't hit. Okay. Well, I get close, but no cigar. There we go.
We'll move on over to Transient. Transient, you were barely walking away from the salt pile that you were creating earlier, with a couple of slug dogs near you and Red Witch at the moment. You do see Wilda get pulled into Dessa's vehicle with Men in Black starting to emerge out of the vehicles and escape. One particular set of MLB vehicles is still entrapped by the plexiglass wall that you set up against their door. What will you do?
Okay. You said the MIB are starting to run away?
Not run away. They're starting. Some of them are starting to emerge and get closer to where Des and Wilda is. One of them is outside of their vehicle with a gun pointed towards them. The the Men in Black vehicle that you were able to keep from escaping are panicking, trying to figure out how to escape their vehicle. They are still succumbed to the bandits of the slime dogs. Since you are close to a couple of them before that, I will need a will save from you.
The ones that I salted?
Those were already down, but there are a couple that are just out of range from the salt. One was out of range of the salt. My apologies.
Hold on. I gotta make sure I'm on the right. There it is. I was pretty sure I didn't have a plus 12 to will.
Are you using your did you actually pull up your super one? Or are you double checking that one is the version that's no longer held back because you are still holding back?
Yeah, well, I've got all of them on one profile, so this is my roll. I think I have no issue.
Yep. You managed to ignore the howling madness that would have crept in. Nice. What will you do from here?
You know what? I'm gonna approach the MIB that's got a gun pointed at Wilda.
All right.
Should be within range. Clap my
Right.
hands and touch his gun.
That is within 30 feet of you. Britwish is now about 25 feet away from you at the moment.
And let's make it into a form of
I'm just waiting to hear what
okay. I'm gonna grab you an image real fast.
flop it in either heroic examples, please.
Make it.
I'm sorry, I went over to the heroic example to wait your post, and I'm just reminded of how Transient reacted to Red Wish eating some of the slug dogs. Or the remains of one of the slug dogs. Wow.
Let's turn it into a pair of these on the cop, on the MIB.
I knew there were going to be some form of. I knew it. All right, give me that alchemy roll. Oh, you did. No, wait, that was the will. That was the will. Give to me that alchemy.
Yeah, I think I got no problem.
As you roll up next to him, he looks. He takes a second to realize that you're there before the clap happens, and his hands are now bound in these unique cuffs that don't seem that no longer have a bullet in them.
No longer have a bullet in them, or no longer have a gun in them.
I mean, you didn't specify that you weren't also turning the bullets into this, so I mean, they could both be true.
His gun has turned into mitts. He was not expecting his gun to turn into mitts. This will slowly impede his ability to resist the slug dog siren call on their turn. Anything else you want to do, or anything you wanted to say with your free action, Transient?
Nope, I'm good.
Dahlia, from your perspective on top of world 1 of 3, you were able to see Jace zap lightning onto Slug Dog, but the dog slime. No, sorry, you were able to see lightning strike Dog Goner as him and Spencer are still fighting between fisticuffs and whatever the arm that Slug Dog or the Dog Goner has bayed on him. He is still standing. What will you do?
I think you're down to either out of bennies or down to 1, so I'm gonna shoot some more.
The DM is double checking. The DM still has 1 Benny left.
Yeah, let's see if we can whittle that down to 0. So she's gonna shoot. Let me see here. Her shooting with her assault rifle is plus 11, so I'm gonna do that. $25.
That is a hit. However, as you go for the shot, the nearby slug dog that is sitting right there right there next to Spencer and Dog Honor interposes and jumps towards the bullet.
Okay. Good, because
dou-
I've got 5 shots with this thing, so have it roll its save. It's D20. It's a 20.
Oh no.
The slug gets a 15.
Yeah,
Slu-
that's 1 degree of failure, I believe.
The slug needs to do a toughness check. What was the damage rating on that assault gun again?
It's a DC 21.
DC 20.
Yeah.
It rolled a 14. It is splattered.
Great. So shot number 2. Another 25.
Oh wait, yeah, that does hit, and 14 for the damage roll on that one.
It's still a 20 DC.
Dog honor is. Oh wait, shoot, make that a 13. Dog honor is down to -4, and now is dazed again.
All right. And here comes bullet number 3. $15.
Barely grazes him, but it is a hit. So let me see, down to 5, down to 4. Another
Still
14.
DC 20. So
That
Another
dazed will
toughness
turn
check.
into a staggered. And he was already staggered, wasn't he?
Yep.
so what's staggered
Uh,
times 2?
Puddle, does the staggered stack at that point? Yep, he drops down then.
You see the All right, you see that third bullet going over, striking him on the helmet, what seems to be the helmet. And there's a moment where it seems like he's still standing before he falls backwards.
All right. She's gonna shoot him twice more just to make sure. Just in case DM decides to use a Benny.
Rude. Go ahead, your shots.
I can't move at all, can I?
14. That's probably not gonna hit.
That's a miss.
Well, wait, he's incapacitated. It is not a miss.
Oh yeah. Let me double check incapacitated. That's impaired. Defenseless, stunned, and unaware. Double checking defenseless. Has acted. Yep, that's a hit.
All right, and final bullet. It's another 14, but we already know a 14 hits. And Dahlia says, no more fucking slug dogs. And then she like wipes off like bits of slime that had gotten on her through the battle and goes, "Ugh, ugh, fake meat, nasty." Ugh."
Fair enough. All right, so Dog Honor is riddled with holes. Make an edit to make sure that it can at least keep up with certain damages for 6. Yep, he's currently at a -7, incapacitated. It will be Dog Honor's turn, who is currently incapacitated. However, it seems that several of the slug dogs that were hiding around corners are now converging upon him.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear Dahlia go, "Oh, son of a bitch."
As they converge upon him, he seems to reawaken. Hang on, did something wrong.
I'm just imagining a son of a, and she gets cut off by all of the slug dog sounds.
DM is now gracefully out of Benny's, but Dog Hunter is back up. Woo! Thank goodness for friends, right? Takes all those motions to get back up and look over at Spencer.
Yeah, he's probably bleeding right now from the ears, and yeah.
Can't hear me. That sucks. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to hear this.
Oh no. Another cannon.
Memory of Dominion is muffled by slug noise. Can you only spend 1 Benny per turn? I believe so.
I'm not asking for the purposes of rolls. I have an advantage that allows me to spend bennies to do something, and I'm wondering, since it doesn't have an action associated with it, if I can just spend all my bennies using that thing.
However, from one of
Technically,
the
yes.
bullets that has pierced him, they seem to have like caused extra holes in his arm where he was going to attempt to blast. Several bouts of squeaky noises come hissing out, preventing the actual sonic boom to go off.
Yeah, that would have really hurt.
Ah, doggone it! Red Wish, it is your turn. You just watched Transient move over to a nearby Men in Black who was getting ready to gun down Des and Wilda. But the gun seems to have disappeared, turning into handcuffs with paws on them. Handmuffs. You're still close by one of the few slug dogs that are still out and about that did not go rushing towards Dog Honor. What will you do?
So, looking at the situation before me, it would be readily apparent that Spencer the Wonder Cat is wounded. We're hearing a lot of cuss words here about, these slug dogs. And apparently this guy who's also pretty upset that something that happened that he really wanted to happen didn't actually happen is sort of what Red Wish is seeing here. He's a little distracted with the person trapped inside the vehicle. So would you say that's an accurate assessment of what things look like from his perspective?
No, because Red Wish is on the outskirts of the main central area where where Jace, Dahlia, and Spencer are at. They're currently being obscured by several buildings around you. You are able to see Transient and the MIB right outside of Des's vehicle, and you're able to see Des holding onto Wilda, who was pulled in. You're able to see a few more Men in Black vehicles around them, and several of them trying to do, attempt to leave their vehicles while under the Slug Dog Magnus. There is also a Slug Dog not too far from you, off in the corner at the edge of the main entertainment sector. I will need a will save from you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give you that will save.
Thank you.
But I do have a couple questions on where this stuff is relative to a couple other things. First, I'll give the will save, though.
Roger.
Let's see here. 1d20 plus... Let's see. Scroll. Okay, that's a 5. So, roll. 24.
That's a save. You managed to ignore the pull of the maddening howl. So, what questions do you have, real quick, before we resume?
Okay, so relative to where Red Wish is at, how close are the MIB type guys?
The MIB are within 30 feet of you. The Slug Dog is about 15 feet from you, hiding around a corner, trying to, cause madness.
Mm-hmm.
Transient was able to go. You're able to see Transient ignore it as he walked past it, or walk past it with enough walking room, and make it over to one of the few MIB agents that was able to escape their vehicle.
All right, and then probably my last question here. That will save I just made. With the, I assume, pretty high level of success of a natural 19 making a 24 here, am I even aware that there was some kind of weird effect that tried to hit me?
You are aware that something was trying to grasp at your mentality, and it does seem to be coming from this this jabbering sound coming from the slug dog that you're able to perceive.
Okay. I would like to use my powers of illusion, where Red Wish here is going to stare right at the slug dogs making the most noise. And he's going to try his best to mentally tune out the sounds, because, well, these are really good effects, and he has to admit, they really, really make a setting for the scene here. It's kind of distracting, It's clear even the extras that they have in the suits here are getting distracted by it. So it's just going to try and mentally tune it out, and subconsciously, as a consequence, I'd like to have him use his illusion here to try and disrupt the field here with his own field, if that's a thing that you will allow.
You're trying to use your illusionary powers to disrupt the ongoing sound from the slug dog.
Yes, basically the illusion, with the way the rules are written, it says it's independent psychic, standard perception, and sustained, which means, as far as I can tell, I can alter the perceptions. So even though he's thinking he's tuning this out himself, as a consequence, he's actually causing other people to tune out these sounds that are causing the madness, even though he only thinks it's just an annoying sound.
All right. How would you consider this illusion to look like, to appear or to manifest? Would you say like you're trying to make a muzzle over the dog's mouth, or would you say there's a unique type of music that's slowly drowning out the dog or making it think it's being drowned out?
I think the way this illusion would manifest would be that the slug dogs are looking like they're starting to get a little bit more shriveled. Not like completely dead or anything, but like they're starting to get weaker within his presence as they become more and more insignificant. You know that thing where something looks small, even though it's the exact same size? That sort of illusion in real life? That sort of thing.
You're making it think it's shrinking. All right, go ahead and give me I want to say a
So normally
deception.
it's a DC 17 saving throw for whatever it is that's falling under the effects here. But yeah, I
Okay.
understand if it's a check for this one because
No,
I'm
no,
using
no,
it
no.
in a
I
weird
needed
way.
to hear that. So let me
Okay.
make it a roll attempt for it as you attempt to ensnare it in in a bit of an Alice in Wonderland syndrome of your own.
Alrighty.
Double checking the thing. Okay. What was the DC again?
17.
It got a 9. It wholesomely believes it is now too small to attempt to be making noises, and it seems to be a bit scared that somebody could just simply squash him like the slug he is. Poor doggo.
All right. And what effect is that having on the MIB agents here?
They will have a better chance at getting out of their madness here soon.
All right. In that case, I'm going to move in. Actually, I'm going to do a bit of a perception check here, if that is allowed. I'm not sure if I've already eaten up that action, just to see if he can discern if there are any friends he needs help, who need help here.
I'll allow it.
All right. Because, as you said previously, a lot of the rest of the team are too far away for him to actually understand what's going on there. And I'm going to flavor this as, it took me a little while to tune that one out. Now, what are the rest of them getting up to right now? And perception check. Natural 20 for 25.
You can see that one of the
Position.
So as you do a bit of looking around, from the gunfight, you're able to hear from the top of some of the roofs. You're able to look up and see just a short ponytail from Dahlia as she starts to stand up from her position. You look around. You see the dog slug that you were illusionated out of this battle seem to slunk up to itself as it's trying to convince itself that it's not going to get squished. The MIB agents that are inside the closed off vehicle, the one that Transient slapped up some bulletproof glassing around it, are freaking out as they don't know how to escape the doors that won't open fully and they can't seem to wiggle their arms out edgewise. While Transient and the MIB agent that are right next to Wilda and Dess's vehicle are about ready to throw hands or paws, depending on the cuffs. You do notice that there is a slug dog holding the front of Dessa's vehicle, while it looks like it's trying to pull back quickly. But it's pretty much like trying to back up in place at this moment.
Okay.
Des, still in his wheelchair, is frantically holding on to Wilda, who is still in her human form, as they're trying to figure out how to escape the situation. There is an MIB vehicle not too far from them that only has one person in it, as the original driver is about to throw paws with Transient. And 3 more MIB vehicles are not too far off, about another 30 to 60 feet, depending on which one is, away from the rest of the group, with what appears to be 2 more slug dogs in the horizon.
Right. So, have I burnt through all of my actions?
Yes.
Okay. Then I end my turn.
All right, moving on over to Puddle. Des is holding on to you for dear life as you avoided a bullet. You see Transient on the outside of the vehicle along with the MIB agent whose gun is now turned to pause. What? And the vehicle that you're in is currently being held onto by a slug dog. What will you do? Go ahead and give Des a persuasion check. Damn it. All right, and his opposing, I want to say will check. Was it? It was will. It was will to persuasion and the
So for you can do an opposing will check for it, but it's better if you set a DC for it for
Then
her to meet or beat.
I will say then that is more than enough by 2. He looks down in his slightly frantic state, recalling that you aren't as possible to hurt, or you aren't easily killable when you're in your water form, as he recalls from the horrible tragedy that happened in the underground military base. Yes. Okay, just please be safe. It's hard to explain to Dad and Mom about this, but I don't want to see you get hurt anymore. That's his response. Go ahead. Alrighty. Out of view of everybody else, you managed to become Puddle, the water being. Ooh. Go ahead and slap that slug dog for me. I will ask you, will check, as you emerge out from the muffling of the vehicle and can now hear the jabbering of this slug dog that's holding onto the vehicle. Ooh, just barely. Just barely. Believe it or not, that's a hit. Let me give the slug dogs toughness check. I want to say it resists because it got a 15. Well, unless you have a damage. Okay, so it takes 1 minus on it. It looks like it's ready, almost ready to splatter after you give it a good thwack. You have grabbed the grabber. In the midst of that, it looks like it's having a harder time holding on to the vehicle. That should help Des back the vehicle up. Anything else you want to do before your turn's over? You'll guess what? All right. So the first MIB agents are attempting to get their sanity back. $18 and a 20. So the first set of MIB, the ones that are trapped in the bulletproof glass, realize they can kick out their window and make their windshield and make it out of there from there. They will attempt to do a strength check against the windshield. And with their combined efforts, they've used up the rest of their turn, breaking the windshield open so that way they can start stepping out of it. The other agents, the one that are right next to you guys, look like they're recognizing the situation. The one that has paws now is gonna throw hands at Transient. There's a 15 hit Transient.
See here, that's against my parry. Melee attack, correct?
Yes.
No, it does not.
So he goes for a wide swing, and you so wide that it's practically telegraphed as you duck underneath it. For a moment, it looks like he's enjoying his paws, his newfound toys. The other agent is using the rest of his turn to exit the vehicle that's right next to this to back him up. Guns drawn. This one he'll be shooting at. I want to say at Des. He'll be taking a pot shot at Des.
Oh no.
Oh, no. There was a loud gun roar as the bullet breaks through the windshield, and Des can now be physically hurt. Well, first gotta do a toughness for Des. Gotta be fair. Gotta be fair.
Gotta
But
be fair.
Remember, it adds +5 to the DC.
Adds
Right.
+5. Oh no.
And I'm trying to recall Des's. Not have Des pulled up at the current moment. Give me 1 second to pull up Des. Oh my, I forgot that I don't have it on here. That's right, it's all right. I want to say it was a 4, right, for his toughness while he's not transformed. Puddle.
Ooh.
So he has taken a bruise as he's barely able to dodge the majority of the bullet, but it still grazes his shoulder. You do hear him shout out in pain from the bullet wound. Shoot! Des has a bruise. Moving on to Men in Black 2, who must make their wisdom roll. One's failed, one is not. So you see one of the vehicles in the distance start doing donuts as though they're trying to figure out where to go, like they've become completely lost. Move this guy over here. The other set, however, does draw closer to you. Des and Wilda. As they roll down the windows and attempt to open fire.
This is painful.
First shot going towards the newly shown water being. No. All right, newly formed water being. Does a 12 hit? They misjudge and pretty much shoot the ground, thinking that's where you were at, but it's just a trail of water you've already left behind, making the floor wet. The second bullet. This one being aimed at the slug dog that you're tackling. Also misses and hits the fire hydrant not too far away. The one that's right behind Transient. Thankfully, nothing else comes from that. I do need to make a toughness for the fire hydrant. Oh no, the fire hydrant is bleeding water all over the place.
Oh no, how horrible. Mm-hmm.
And now the third MIB. Huh, looks like both failed. Both failed. As the remaining vehicle that was there is now backing up, thinking that they saw somebody run that way. They were almost out of sight. Practically out of mind. I thought I had a sixth vehicle here. I did have a sixth vehicle here. And they're also backing up. They are both too far away. It is Dessa's turn. Dessa is going to attempt to start backing up now. Now that you're trying to distract the slug dog that was holding on to him, in his panic of trying not to get shot again. I want to say it was also a +4. He accidentally set it to neutral and is revving the engine now. In his panic.
Oh no.
The car is slowly drifting a bit back, but still being held by the slug dog that you're grappling, Wilda. And we are back at the top of the round. Jace, you are seeing Doggoner stand back up after being shot down. Amazed at this guy's determination as several slug dogs reconform to his body.
All right, DM, I have a question. I have an advantage that allows me to use bennies, but it doesn't have any actions associated with it. Can I use all of my remaining bennies through this advantage?
Do explain in what manner?
Spend a hero point to remove a condition from an ally.
I will say you will have to use either your movement or your action in order to do that as you're trying to assist
Hold on.
another person. Unless
does
I could
it
be
state a range?
It doesn't have a range. It's leadership. Spend a hero point to remove a condition from an ally. That is the only text.
Would that be considered a reaction, a free action?
There's no text associated with it beyond what I just told you.
Let me pull.
You could compromise and say that it's a different type of action for each condition removed.
Hold on. As a standard action, you can spend a hero point to remove one of the following conditions from an ally with whom you can interact: dazed, fatigued, or stunned.
Is that leadership? Because
That
that
is
is not what it
leadership.
says on my sheet.
You
That is
need to click
way
on it.
worse. That is way worse than what the thing says.
Yeah, I'm looking at leadership right now for advantages.
I've only got my sheet that is not through Hero Lab, so yeah, it's way worse than I thought it was. There's no point in using it at all.
You could actually remove stuff from Spencer.
I was planning to, but he doesn't have any of the things you just listed.
Yes.
Well, as a
Yes.
DM, I can lend some caveats and kind of give that a little bit of a boost. Let me double check Spencer's current condition. Spencer
Death,
is
exhausted,
currently.
staggered, and a bruise.
So you can either remove the staggered or the exhaust.
What about death?
I'm going to use a Benny to remove the exhausted then.
That will be your standard action to do. So
Alright.
And I will allow the forfeiture of a movement to do it again.
I'll do it again to remove the stagger and just remove all of my bennies to get
So-
Spencer in fighting form.
the big thing with leadership is it's built around, oh no, my allies had a -2 hit to their, or did a -2, or did 2 failures. So they are now dazed and bruised. I need to remove that dazed. That's essentially what it's there for.
So I would like to hear some line of dialogue as you speak inspiring words of leadership towards Spencer.
Well,
who's
I'm not
currently
going to
deaf.
speak any inspiring words of leadership.
He's
to
currently
Spencer.
deaf.
He's infected with deaf, so I'm going to do a bunch of hand signs that Spencer can interpret however he wishes.
Sure. I'll do that. I'll interpret it on my turn.
Better idea. You pull out the laser pointer.
You put. Oh.
Ew. In that case, I would like to pull out the laser pointer and shine it directly on Doggoner's forehead. And that will be how I channel leadership since he's deaf.
God, this is amazing.
Yes.
So Spencer, for a few seconds, you see a unique red dot pop up on the still standing Doggoner. It perks you up. You feel a little bit more energetic. You think, oh, a fairy's also on him. Wait, I was told fairies don't exist. In your thought bubble, as you look up, trying to see where this little red light is coming from, and you see Jace, who is giving you a thumbs up as he's trying to use his laser pointer to guide you towards hitting Doggoner. You feel less staggered and more yourself. Still deaf, unfortunately.
With
That's
all
fine.
of my stuff out of the way, how close was Rockin' Prime? I thought he moved up 60 feet last round.
Yes, you did. He is about 10 feet away from the. He is right next. He's about right next to where Spencer and Doggoner is at.
I would like to have Rockin' Prime come up behind Doggoner if possible with the full Nelson.
I will need a grapple check from him.
How do I roll grapple? I haven't had to do that. Jace doesn't do grapples.
This is amazing.
I believe it's an unarmed, technically.
I do have a very important question. Does he go, oh yeah?
Depends
I'll
on
have
if
to
he can
be-
connect.
So what you do is you make a grab attack.
Okay.
I love the idea that Rocking Prime is giving proper tips on how to put someone into a headlock safety.
21.
That beats his parry.
Oh my god.
So it's always a damage 1. But let me double check on grab real fast.
Rockin' Prime. Rockin' Prime's not going for damage either. Rockin' Prime is Jace has lined up the target for the Catboy. I'm gonna line it up even more. This
Yeah.
man.
I'm looking for it because that was to hit and manage to grab him. I think it's then an opposing athletics acrobatics check.
I'm excited to see what he does with a -7.
That's why I'm trying to find it.
Same here. Pulling it, shake it up. Oof. You said strength or acrobatics? Or athletics or acrobatics?
If I remember correctly, yes. That should be strength or acrobatics against strength or acrobatics. Acrobatics or athletics, whichever is higher.
So
And
his
you've got
current
training in it.
his current athletics is a +4. So with the -3, he was able to get a 16. I believe we need Rock and Prime's strength roll now, or opposing
I was
acrobatics.
Athletics.
Okay. Let me check what he's got. Acrobatics or athletics?
Yep.
Okay.
And
He
By
has
the way-
acrobatics, and it's stupidly high. I don't know why.
Ace.
Yep.
It's acrobatics if you're trying to escape. As far as the bruises go, they only give that to resistance and avoidance checks. So
So then that would be a 23 because his is a +4 for athletics.
I guess I don't roll then.
you still have the capability of it, but like I said, I'm double checking some of this stuff. God bless it. Yeah,
Wait,
it's to
Not
avoid
avoidance
damage.
if he's trying to avoid being grappled then?
To avoid damage.
So it only applies for damage.
It only applies to trying to avoid damage. So things like your fortitude, your toughness, your will, anything that would deal damage
His bruises
Is
would
what-
affect.
is what bruises affects. But Rock and Prime can still get a nat 20, so
Alright. I didn't.
yeah, that's close.
So that'd be a 14 to a 23.
Yeah.
So Rock and Prime goes for the full Nelson, and it almost looks like he locks up. But something about the slime consistency of Dog Honor's body allows him to just slip up underneath and escape the grapple chance. This is one slippery dog, like he's covered in grease. You should always wash your dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me a second to check something.
Go for it. I'll give you that second.
Is grapple a standard action? Okay. That's my turn then.
Alrighty, so we'll move on over to Spencer. Spencer, you are feeling more invigorated. You're still bruised, you're still deaf, but you just saw Rock and Prime attempt to grapple Dog Honor, who somehow slipped his doggy way out of it. What will you do?
So I heard that was a 23, and I'm gonna have to roll real high if I want to be able to get out of that, get him out of that. So instead, I'm going to do what I do best.
We lose.
I don't know. Jace,
Never mind, he's back.
Trying to make sure here. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to go ahead and let's see here. How best to phrase this? I'm trying to make sure I'm getting every advantage I possibly can. So, where is he in position to Rocking Prime and like the surrounding environment right now?
Rock and Prime is literally right behind them. Dog Honor is right in front of you, currently not surrounded by any other slug dogs. From what you saw, Jace is about 120 feet up above you, giving you cover. And Dahlia is somewhere behind you, sitting on a building so far, and she was taking pot shots at your target,
Well,
and some damn good pot shots too.
Yeah.
they're basically just trying to help me at this point. So I'm smart enough to realize they want to fight. They want to take care of it too. And I'm also smart enough to realize red dot go. Brr. So at this point, I know exactly what I want to do, and I need to ask the DM specifically if you will allow me to do this. My question is, can I, with my limited training from football, get to a position where I would do a starting, where I could start with a running tackle, basically, and just grab the guy and basically just run him as far as I can.
So you're trying to drag him away.
I'm trying to basically get into a position that you normally would get in at the start of a. I have no idea what the term is for football, and then they call it, and then they throw the football, and then everyone tackles everyone.
You're taking a
Talking
stance
about a
before you're
blind.
going for a tackle.
I'm taking a stance and I'm going for a tackle, and my intention here is to tackle him. What's behind him directly?
Rockin' Prime.
Rockin' Prime. If
What
you would
about
like
behind
to,
One more time.
What about behind that?
Behind Rocket Prime is some empty space, a fake tree because you're in the middle of the entertainment center, which is the fake park, and one other building, the bookstore that you all stop by to pick up that one copy of the Harry Potter series.
Now, DM, have I been given any sort of training for football at all based on what we've talked about before the events of this chapter?
Unfortunately, not yet. School hasn't exactly started, and while football season has started, you only just got picked up to be the mascot. You have not been able to do any particular training or show off any of your features yet, but you have seen a couple of their stances. Give me an intelligence check to see if you can remember how the stance goes.
I love this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Intelligence is going to be a -3, just because there's. Do I get a -1 because of the bruise too?
No, as stated, the bruises only affect resistances and damage.
That is a
toughness.
-1, DM. That's a -1.
You think taking a stance from how they were doing is like going for a punt.
You vaguely remember that skunks have stances, and you stick your butt in the air.
I stick my butt into the air, and like I just don't care. And I know exactly what I'm going to do here, DM. I've never done a field goal before. I have in real life, but in the game, I've never done a field goal before, but I know exactly what I'm going to do. I would like, with all of my strength and speed, to get into like kind of that cat pouncing kind of pose.
Mm-hmm.
Sprint up to him at max speed and then punt him straight between the legs. Just straight between the legs. I'm sure it did.
Yeah. It's something that was a couple of things that was hanging out of me is crawling back inside from hearing that. So I will say that because of your awkward stance, since you were going for a punt instead of your tackle, your attack will come hampered with a sticking your. Are you sticking your butt out without a care, thinking you're going to go for a punt from there?
What I'm trying to flavor it as is, wait, what they do in football again? Wait, no, red dot. And the point is that I'm just getting into kind of like low on all fours, not raising my butt into the air, but getting to the point where I'm like that GIF before the one that Edward sent, where basically just like on all fours.
All right, I will say it will be at a -2 given the awkwardness and since you forgot the stance. But go ahead and roll for the attack.
That's going to be a +5 either way with my unarmed strike, and this is going to be with my leg. Would extra efforting it give me any bonus?
It would give you a +2 bonus, I believe, at the cost of you getting exhaustion.
So circumventing the awkward position, you're using your muscles, extra strength to push past the awkward stance of your cat pounce to do what you're doing. So go ahead and roll it like normal.
Okay, +7 it is. This is either going to go really well or really poorly. I hope it'll go really well. +7. That's a 14, DM. God damn it.
Since you're going for a melee attack, that hits.
Oh my god. Oh my
20
god.
+1.
That is a 24 on the DC, and plus the extra effort, I don't know what that is.
That is 3.
So Dog Goner is a goner as he flies. We'll ballpark it as 50 feet in the air and pretty much falls down, landing on what appears to be a nearby vehicle that's a bit out of the ways, close. No, not a vehicle. On the roof of the bookstore, that you were trying to aim for. He lands on the roof of the bookstore you were trying to aim for.
Goal! Sorry, that was pretty good, I think. So after that, he's not moving, is he?
Let's see. So that was 3, right?
Yep, he staggered again.
This
So
dog.
depending on how you declared how he healed, he could either be back to non-staggered state with a -7 or a -8 now, rather.
No, wow. But yeah, he is currently on the roof looking worse for wear.
Yeah.
Transient. Sorry, was there anything else you wanted to do, Spencer? Sorry, my apologies.
I'm basically standing at this point, and I'm not shielding my eyes as I kind of look off in the distance and see him land in the bookstore. I still have my movement, right?
Let me double check exhaustion again, because you did exhaust yourself in pushing it.
Hindered.
I do have a very important question.
Yeah, what's up?
When Dog Goner went flying, did he make this sound?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
You said he was Dog Goner.
Yes, exactly. He did make that exact scream.
I'm imagining more of Courage the Cowardly Dog whenever he used to say,
Yes.
"Booga booga booga."
Oh goodness.
Hoi hoi!
Oh yes, he did give a mixture of the scream between Goofy and Courage the Cowardly Dog, bleh, as he went being punted from from the center of the fake fake park over to the top of the bookstore, landing there with a heavy hoof. You're able to move half your movement speed, so I want to say that's what 400 feet. Let me double check your portfolio.
1,200 feet per second. Per round, so 600 feet would be hindered.
At this point, with the current speed that I didn't post, but I did send to the DM, I have 125,000 miles an hour. I don't know what that would be feet per second.
We'll just say that despite. Go ahead.
Oh boy. You guys still there?
Yeah, still here. Just trying to check for your movement and who we.
I had the idea and I went for it.
Yes, you did. Where is that speed rank?
That is speed rank 16.
For a brevity, in order to continue on, yes, you're able to move right next to him, regardless of being hindered. You just sort of limping the way there. He's still within
Yeah,
your
but-
range.
Yeah, I one leg hop my way over to him in one round. But yeah, I'm standing over him now, and I'm just going to stand there. I can't hear anything still, but I can certainly say something. And I'm definitely going to say something along the lines of, "That was fun. I wonder if I could do it again." And you'll go farther this time. Yeah, it's my turn.
Alrighty, going over to Transient this time. Transient, you were able to duck away from an MIB agent who is trying to paw at your face, only to find out that one of the other MIB agents seems to have gotten his coherency and taken a shot at Des and managed to hit him in the shoulder. What will you do?
Spencer's nowhere near. I'm gonna encase him from head to toe in asphalt.
Who?
The one that shot Des.
Give me your alchemy roll. The man is encased in.
If you're gonna be such an ass, I might as well cover you in asphalt.
All what you can hear. All what you can hear before he's encased in the asphalt prison that you made. Anything else did you want to do as you go around the gentleman who seems to be trying to?
Oh, I didn't have to
moving?
move from where I was at.
Fair enough. You do have water spraying all over the place from a nearby fire hydrant, and it is splashing all around. You do remember from eating memory that it can be more helpful for Wilda to be in the water area than turning off the water. Letting you know.
Yes, I know. But the big thing is, do I really, really want to manipulate that right now? Alright. No. I've got another agent right next to me.
And he just threw a paw. Would you like to trade paws?
No, but I am feeling a bit hungry.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna take a shot at him. I believe that. Oh, right. I forgot. They are both exactly the same. That's a 15 to hit him.
His defenses was only a 1 for parry, so that is a hit. He has a 13 for toughness.
Check my power real fast. So I haven't used this one in a while. DC 16. He's now fatigued.
Mm-hmm. So as you went over and told him you like the cut of his jib, smacked him on the back, and shave off a portion of his soul, you see him almost buckled down, but not pass out.
You might want to run that way. Otherwise, you'll end up like your friend there. As my eyes dart over to the guy that is now a literal asphalt statue.
Ooh.
Want me to make an intimidate?
I would love to have it intimidate. And I will roll a will for him. Only a 1 with no. Believe he would be at a. Well, let me double check fatigue. Fatigue.
Yeah, fatigue shouldn't cause any issues with
Just-
that.
Just hindered.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Do I get a bonus to this?
You'll get a +2, given the fact that you already encased one of his friends in Asphalt Night.
Alright, it's a straight roll for me then.
You have to do harder than that to intimidate an MIB agent, as he seems to be still ready to throw hands at you despite his tiredness.
That will be my turn. I'm not moving.
He used extra effort, Jace. I did remove it, but then he extra efforted again in order to pretty much get that extra +2 back from the -2 since he took up an awkward stance and chose to punt Doggoner instead.
Extra effort?
Yeah, he can still extra effort.
He can no longer extra effort, actually.
You only get one before you become exhausted.
Yes,
Yeah,
but the exhaustion was removed.
Yeah.
So-
Jace removed the exhaustion from Spence, so Spence got to do it again.
Ooh.
Yep.
Right.
What I'm learning is that I just need to hoard bennies, and whenever everybody else has gotten a little beat up, just spam fire it with all my actions.
You know what? No. I will spend a Benny on that intimidation roll.
All right, give me a reroll then, if that's the intention.
And I'll remove the Benny. That's a 14 now, so still no. It's a degree of failure on my part.
All right, so he's slightly shaken up, but he's still willing to throw hands. He's just looking at you he's looking between you and his nearly asphalted friend.
Okay. Yep.
Going from there to Dahlia. You see Doggoner now outside of your normal gun range.
Far
He,
outside of my range.
huh?
How far is he from me?
Originally, he was only about, want to say about 130. What was the range of your assault rifle?
Oh, come on, DM. Don't change it now. Tell me how far away he is.
All right, he is currently on the other side of the park. You are seeing him ballparking about 185 feet.
185 feet away?
Yep.
Okay, he is still in range.
All right, take your 5 pot shots, you mad lass.
Thank you. I do believe I shall. This baby goes up to 500. Thank you, extended range. All right.
Oh man, the poor guy gets punted more than 50 feet.
Oh,
no!
do I have a Benny left? Let me see.
I guess it was out of range.
Oh no!
It's a Benny.
I'm sorry. That was rude of me, but oh my god.
All right, so I'm gonna re-roll.
Go for it.
There we go. 24.
That does hit.
Oh, no.
And oh,
That is
3 degrees. It's a
4
DC
degrees.
20.
So that'd be right on the edge of 3 degrees, and that's a staggered. That's an immediate incapacitation.
Yep, back to being incapacitated.
And I believe the DM is out of bennies.
I am.
Excellent. I'm gonna shoot him again.
Oh boy. You don't want to question him at all? Guess not.
That is a hit.
All right. And now, let's see. Is he dead?
Not yet.
All right. I'm gonna start taking out his kneecaps.
You assume that the jelly has kneecaps. Well, he
He's
does.
just coated in jelly, so he has. I'm going to make it so he can't fucking run away.
My God, Jace, you're really morbid. It's like, so we're gonna talk to Ghost, right? We just kill him and like, oh my God.
All right. There's one kneecap, and if he's incapacitated, I know his AC is below 18.
I've never heard anything.
I haven't argued that.
Well, maybe I
And there
have.
goes his other knee. And with she's going to teleport down. That's her movement action. Point the gun at I believe one of the MIB is still holding a gun on her friends.
Yes, you do see a couple MIB agents not too far away from where your position is at. You said you got down to the ground?
Yep, teleport.
All right.
Oh,
The nearest
jump.
shadow.
I could just jump.
Nearest shadow isn't too far from them, but still puts them about 60 feet from your range.
All right, well, I can at least walk that far and shout, "Put your gun down. We've got this handled."
I will need an intimidation check from you.
Do I get any points for having an assault rifle pointed at him?
No, but is your fearsome presence active?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. I need to, let me see here. Fearsome presence. It's only a DC 14.
Well, bear in mind, you did see someone with a gun. That person is now currently inside Asphalt. The only other person there is currently getting ready to throw paws with Transient, so he'd be the one you're threatening. So he is locked up in fear.
Yeah, that's 2 degrees of failure, which is disabled. So does he put the gun down?
His gun has been turned into paw cuffs.
Oh, does he put his paws down?
He seems to comply at the current moment, given the fact that he cannot muster up the courage to go against two beings of unique power, including one with an assault rifle.
I'm sorry. I just imagine this guy like, I've got you cornered. Oh wait, my hands are paws.
Well, and now he's got the gun-wielding zombie who can teleport.
You know, if he's got that much courage to try and fisticuffs his way out of a gunfight, more power to him.
Yeah. All right, I guess that's my turn. I have 1 bullet to spare, but I don't have anything to use it on.
There is a cowering slime dog not too far from you. See, it's trying to not get stomped on. As
All
you
right, I'll
do,
shoot it.
go for it. Give me that sweet, disgusting shot.
Didn't you already make 5 shots?
No, she made 4.
No, that was okay.
This is my 5th one.
But those are multiple targets.
Yeah, I've got multi-attack.
But it's different for multiple targets rather than one.
Oh, I've got move by action. And I have
Move by action allows her to move in between attacks if she has multi-attack.
Does she have takedown?
takedown is if you are doing I think it's how's takedown go? What's that one?
If you take down a minion, you may make another attack for another minion within range.
He's not well, I guess he is a minion.
He is a minion.
He's got multi-attack.
Do you not have takedown?
Nope.
All right.
But
All
that's as part of the same attack action. And with multi-attack, you get multiple attacks, and you can attack multiple targets with said multi-attack.
Okay, I wasn't sure how it worked because I got told that I couldn't do that before. So
That's how multi-attack allows you to hit multiple opponents. One for each attack that you can make with the ability or the action. With takedown, it's you have taken down one enemy. You may then take down another enemy as a free action, or attempt to.
Yeah. So it's
All right.
sort of like how in D&D, if you have
Cleave.
great weapon feat, a great weapon fighting feat. If you knock out an opponent, you get a free attack. This is just I have a certain number I can use, sort of like Benny's, each turn.
All right, so that will be your turn then.
Yeah.
That's a
hit.
16 hit.
All right, DC is 20, Ace.
Roger, Roger. Give me a second. The thing has dissolved, splattering from the bullets as it's tried to not get stomped and was precedingly shot.
Okay, so this, just to paint the scene, this is going to sound pretty cool. So Dahlia just teleports down, says, intimidates an FBI agent or the Men in Black, and then without even looking, just shoots the slug dog between the eyes, and then holds her weapon up and casually reloads.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This
It
is
is-
like full-on action hero stuff.
As we're back over at the scene with Spencer and Dog Honor on top of the bookcase, Spencer sees Dog Honor seemingly not breathing, no longer speaking, not even moving. A bit of a spirit seems to emanate from Dog Honor. Spencer, you've seen this spirit before. It was a spirit that was in that one building that you saw before it was destroyed, the one that Stringent and Daniel were investigating earlier.
I do remember this one.
Only this time it seems to be the other half, if that makes sense. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Huh. Okay.
He gives a soft smile. You almost hear him say thank you as he gently points over. As you follow his hand points over at an undisclosed building, the sign out of the way of you guys, you can see the two figures of Stringent and Daniel that seem to have been caught by a different slug dog seem to be freed from the grasp as some of the slug dogs all around the sector begin to dissolve. It'll still take a few seconds, a few turns before they completely dissolve.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at this this spirit and I'm going to nod because I can't really hear anything still. And I'm going to what does the body do?
The body unfortunately begins to dissolve as well. You almost don't even see the bones anymore as it all becomes liquid. The mask that was the face concaves in itself as it dissolves. No blood, no guts, just bubbly goo before drying out within the 6-second timing.
Yeah, Spencer's just staring at that right now.
But combat is not ended.
Oh,
Red
no.
Wish, over where you're at, you just watched Dahlia pop out of the shadows. You could have sworn you heard her on the top of the building, but she must have some decent jumps. As she not only intimidated the actor Men in Black across that was getting ready to throw paws with Transient, but also seemed to have either without knowing or already knew how the semantics was going to be set up and quote unquote shot the dog you illusion to be smaller than it already is. What will you do?
All right. So with that earlier nat 20 check, I assume that I'm able to determine, all of the changes that have happened throughout everybody else's turns, correct?
I'll give you that leniency. Yeah, you're able to tell that there have definitely been more emotions. You did hear the howl and scream from Dog Gunner as he was punted across from where he was at and landed on a separate building outside of your view. You do see. Ooh. Okay. Well, we will probably wrap this up here after Puddle's turn. I'll try to speed through MIB 1, 2, and 3 before we call it good here.
If something came up, something came up. Real life always comes first.
I'm just letting you know, but right now, so you do notice those changes. Um, you do know Dahlia is now behind you, as well as seeing an MIB agent get captured inside of a asphalt. What will you do?
All right. So, who looks like they're still in danger from my perspective?
From your perspective, the windshield of the MIB vehicle that was blocked off by the bulletproof glassing has been kicked out as the two guys are ready to come out to try to handle the situation between Dahlia and Transient, as well as surround Des and Wilda, depending on how that situation goes.
The one that's still doing donuts?
No. That one is still doing donuts. That one is still some distance away.
Okay. The one you're talking about right now, what's it currently doing?
They just kicked out their windshield and are trying to emerge out of it. Or are emerging out of it.
All right. I'm gonna look at them with what is actually serious concern if they're really struggling, but what appears to be a disdainful glare daring them to try.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation. I believe that was an intimidation check, right?
Oh, yeah. Almost all of his intimidations are entirely unintentional.
All right, so go ahead and give me that intimidation so I can have a DC to go against.
Yep. Give me one moment while I roll.
Unless one of your powers has an automatic DC, please remind me.
The intimidation is I roll. The illusion is a DC. I was just double checking the number.
Roger.
Right, it's a +9. That's a 27.
Ooh. All right. So one has a 16, one has a 19. Both failed graciously to your illusion. How did you want to paint the illusion real quick as they start cowering in fear from what they see before you as you tell them to stay in their seats?
Oh, like I said, it's not an illusion. It's just him looking at them with serious concern, but from everybody else's perspective, it looks like a disdainful glare that's just daring them to try.
Thank you. And you are still in your hero form, quote unquote, right?
Yep.
So they see this haunting figure, almost vampiric and or engulfed in its own shadow as it tells them to remain seated, if they will. They seem to be ready to comply.
Red Wish is very glad that they appear to have calmed down. Panic never helps the situation.
All right. Anything else you wanted to do?
That'll be all for now, since it looks like the major threats have been taken care of.
So I take it you're just moving in front of the vehicle? Just want to make sure your movements and double checking that?
Actually, is there anybody on the team who looks particularly injured? I know Spencer took quite the beating there, so out of concern, he'd probably make sure they're all right and use his movement to get closer to the nearest injured party.
Guess it
Can't
bleeding out
currently
his
see-
shoulder.
All right, yeah, he's gonna make his way over there calmly because it's probably makeup and special effects, but he's not entirely sure. Either way, his acting must be amazing, but still, let's just make sure.
All right. As you step over the growing water spill, you do get over to the vehicle. You do see Des, who is holding his shoulder. He looks up at you and just almost freaks out, but calms down when he notices that you have the same blonde hair as their new blonde hair friend. He seems to be someone in the know. And will that be the end of your turn?
Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn. Just positioning to help the team as best as I can.
Puddle, the slug dog in your grasp seems to slowly be dissolving. He'll probably dissolve completely within 2 turns. Puddle? Gregan, are we? All right, so you don't have any difficulties pulling the slug dog away. However, you do note that there is still MIB agents on on one side of the area that are actively attempting to shoot at you guys. Hmm. All right, that will give Des a greater bonus in his driving to get out of Dodge. And would that be all? All right, double checking. We'll consider that teamwork since you do have teamwork. So he will have a +5 on his turn. Going over to the MIB ones, the agents that were about to step out are are like terrified of the situation. They will have to make a proper will check to see if they can rectify this. First group will attempt to rectify this. Does a 20 does not beat the original, and I am in the wrong section. Damn it. Delete that. But we'll say that they did not beat the previous roll made for the terror and are still stuck in their seats. The one agent that is currently trying to throw paws is now keeping those paws in check as he looks down and starts to cower from being surrounded. One person has to make a toughness check in order to not suffocate in the asphalt prison that they're in. Whoops. Yeah, I figured that wouldn't work. For the Bravity, they're still fighting, still struggling, and still alive. Moving on to the next set. One needs to come out of their insanity as they're doing donuts in the middle of the road, and seems to have put a break on it as they come to their senses now that the dog's singing has stopped. The other ones who are currently taking pot shots at Wilda and Des are now focusing their attention on Transient and the girl who has an assault rifle. First shot's going to be over at Transient. Double checking my shots. So +2. Transient, does a 17 beat your parry? Or your dodge? My apologies.
It beats my dodge, however. I gotta check something real fast.
What'd you find out?
Okay. So yeah. That one, yeah, that'll go ahead and hit me. I'll make my toughness.
All right. I will admit your toughness to beat is a 16. You take a bruise, my good sir.
Yep.
In your bravado and sort of controlling the field as normal, you almost think you can take the bullet as reality grazes by your shoulder and you see blood for the first time coming out of you. Oh, fuck. The second bullet seems to be pointed towards Dahlia. Although this one will have a -2, given that there is some distance away from their gun that is not normal. A 3 absolutely misses, as the bullet seems to go far overhead, like it just clips one of the buildings near you. Shoot, who are these guys? I swear that guy looks like he's from one of the mangas I read. You read too much, Jim. Moving on to number 2, moving on to MIB3, both who are still coming down from the insanity that both are suffering. One is able to snap back, while the other one is still right in the last waves of insanity and continues driving out, almost out of sight, completely out of combat. The other one seems to turn around and realizes the action is back here from the gunshots and starts driving back closer. They're well within sight, but they do not move any forward. It is Dessa's turn as he gets ready to kick it into high gear and get the hell out of Dodge.
Does he get his will save?
I want to say he beat his will save earlier, and with the dogs no longer singing, there is no more problems. He does have a +5 thanks to... Alright, give me a second. Will save is 4. 16 does beat the requirements. 15 or less usually is how it is. Now to kicking into high gear with the +5 he has and his natural driving, we'll say that's a +7 altogether. 14's good enough. He starts going forward to get out of there. We'll meet back up again later. Stay safe. As he guns it out and around. And we'll be back at the top of the round when we come back next time. We thank you all for listening in. We hope you all have fun. We do want to have a big shout out to our friends here, Puddles, Spencer, Dahlia, Transient, Jace, and Redwish. Thank you guys again for being awesome.
Yeah. See you guys later, Twitch.
Catch you guys
Have a
next
good
time.
Bye.
Later.